The other day, I was at a store and I was looking to pick a cologne. And I had two colognes that I really liked, but I was only going to get one of them. Now, one of these colognes, it had a hint of vanilla. The other one had a hint of musk. And I couldn't decide which one I liked better. Right? I was looking at them. I was sitting there for almost like 10 minutes. And I was just staring at them. I couldn't decide which one that I wanted. And then while I was looking at them, there's a mirror there. And I looked at the mirror and I had a flashback. I had a flashback to when I was younger, and I was this kid who was always indecisive. I was never confident about my choices, and I specifically remember this one time where I'm at this, restaurant with my friend, and we're at this like Japanese place, and we're looking at the menu, and I remember I specifically wanted the tonkatsu ramen. It looked so good, it looked so delicious, and I was like, I need that one. But the waiter came and she asked my friend which one he wanted first. And he said that he wanted the chicken katsu on rice. Right? And I looked at the chicken katsu on rice. And even though before my eyes had skipped over it and I didn't feel anything to it, suddenly I wanted to get that one. I wanted to have the same one as him. I didn't trust that my decision for tonkatsu would be the right decision. I just couldn't. I had to choose whatever he did. And so I did. I chose the chicken katsu. And even while I was eating it, I just felt like, oh man, what if the tonkatsu was better? I should have just gotten that one. And there were times when I did choose the one that I actually wanted. I did choose my original decision, but the whole time I was thinking, oh, I must have missed out. I must have missed out. I must have missed out. And this was a big problem in my life. I was very introverted, probably because I had indecision. I couldn't decide what I wanted to say. I couldn't decide if I wanted to go speak to people. I was always hesitant. And I remember I started progressing on this. I started working hard on this. And the first time that I genuinely felt like my efforts had worked was when I was on this train with this girl. And I didn't know her. She just sat next to me. And within a split second, I made the decision to speak to her. I didn't think about it. I didn't hesitate. I just went for it. And I spoke to her and, we developed a pretty good relationship. I was very proud of myself at that moment because throughout my life, I had just been so indecisive. I had never had the confidence to choose one path and just go for it. And that was a flashback that I had. And as I looked at the mirror, I realized, I'm not this guy who's indecisive anymore. I'm not this person. And I just picked a clone, paid for it, and left. So many people think indecision is just part of your personality. It's another thing in your personality. And there are even some people who try to rationalize it and say that it's good to, analyze all the possible things that can happen and always look for the future, right? And the thing is, long term, it's your personality that will determine if you are successful. And if you are indecisive and you take a long time and you just can't make a decision and you rationalize it, I'm just looking at all the prospects. What really happens is you develop a lack of confidence and trust in yourself. You lose trust and confidence. And in the long term, you can say, oh yeah, just for now, I may have made the right decision. If I just picked a decision, I might have made the wrong decision, right? In the long term, all that really matters is your self-esteem. Self-esteem will carry you through the obstacles in your life. It will carry you even when it feels like you can't go anymore. And the people who said, oh, I need to rationalize this decision, let me look at all the aspects, and they spend hours and hours and hours deciding, even though they may have made the right decision at first, they will be crushed when it comes to actual mind power. How much will you have? That's why confidence is important. When you have indecision, you believe that you are inferior to the choice that you pick. And I know that sounds a little bit weird, but let me explain, right? You think that the actual decision will change your future more than your own mindset. That's wrong. It's not the actual decision that will decide your future, and I can say this confidently. It is not the decision that will decide your future. It is how you approach it. Do not give the decision more power than your own self-esteem, and you get your self-esteem from just picking and going with it. So many people say, oh, what if the grass is greener on the other side? And I like this one quote that says, the grass is greener where you water it. It is you who determine the consequences. Stop switching business models. Stop being afraid to commit. It is you who is the thing that matters. You will determine if something works or not. It's not anything else. They might provide little boosts, but what will determine the actual yes or no, is it a success, is you. Now, there are many ways to increase your confidence so you can easily choose decisions and have the trust and the self-esteem to actually go behind that decision. The first way that I'm going to give to you, I'm going to give you 3 tips. The first tip that I can give to you to increase your confidence is to follow through with what you say. A lot of people overlook this, but it's so important. What you say matters. What you say is like a signed contract. If you don't follow through with what you say, if you're constantly lying, if you're constantly falling back on your words, it says to your subconscious mind, you are not the person that can do this. You are not valuable enough. You are not good enough to be able to do this. You are a charlatan. You have nothing behind what you say. Do you want to be that person, especially to your own mind? Do you want your own mind doubting you? If you don't, then you have to follow through with what you say. What you say is a commandment, is a testament. It is something that you cannot break. You keep following through with your words, and I promise you, you will gain a lot of confidence. The second tip is to put yourself in situations that genuinely kind of stress you. Situations that make you kind of nervous, situations that make you kind of stressed, that put stuff on your shoulders. A lot of people talk about, hey, how can I get this stress off my shoulders? And I think that's the wrong way to approach it. The reason why you don't have confidence is because you haven't pushed yourself. Throughout your life, you've always just found it easy. You've just been, messing around. You need to create goals that you don't know if you're going to hit. And when you create those goals, you tell yourself, as I said before, use the last tip, you're going to commit to it. You're going to say, this is what I'm going to do. And say it in English just like that. Say, this is what I'm going to do. And you have to work for it. You're going to have to work for it. But when you come out on top, you will thank me for your confidence. This is exactly what I did when I started YouTube. I said, I'm going to go from 0 to 500 subscribers by the end of the summer. So I had 2 months to do this, basically. And I said that I'm going to do it. And I could not give up on my word. And I went after it every single day. I got 1,000. It was a beautiful feeling. That's how I was so confident when I came out of summer. And it was such a great feeling to be able to put stress on yourself and still come out on top. That is something to be valued. The third tip that I can give to you is almost a combination of the other two, and it's just in a specific avenue. If you're a young guy, I would definitely recommend that you invest in how you look, because that is how you see yourself, right? Every single time you're in the mirror, you're looking at yourself, right? And that's important. So many people try to say, oh, it's not important, it's just about the other things. It is important how you look, because that is how you see yourself. And especially with something like fitness, especially with something like working out and building a physique you're proud of, it 100% is a testament to how much pain you've endured. It's 100% a testament to how much you've showed up. You kept being consistent. You made a contract, you signed it, and you followed through with it. That is what working out symbolizes. That's why a good physique is something to be proud of. It's not because, oh yeah, he just got lean. It's because you actually committed to doing it. It's because you wanted it. It's because you told yourself, I am going to do this. I will. If you want help with the exact steps that you need to building this physique, all you gotta do is bring the discipline, and I will bring to you everything that you need. The nutrition plan, the exercises, how to do them, the reps, and all you need are 2 pieces of equipment that I will give to you, and you can use them from anywhere. Check the link below if you're interested. Go out and conquer.